Hello folks, this is Alex from the Time-Lapse Guy. It's 9 PM in the evening, I got some nice whiskey here, and in this video I'm going to show you part 3 of my hyperlapse tutorial where I edit the hyperlapse. Have fun! So first of all, I'm going to import the hyperlapse into Allow Time-Lapse. By just clicking on the name here, it's opening the whole sequence. The sequence has about 200 photos I took in summer last year in the city. And as you can see, it's the Brunswick Castle you can see there. Yeah, just wait till every photo is been loaded here. So now as everything is loaded, you can see here the pre-sequence, the preview, and as you can see it's still a little bit wobbling around. Let's replay it. You can see here it's wobbling here, and we will just smoothen everything with After Effects later. So the editing process is basically the same as I do for normal time lapses. First of all, I need to create keyframes. So let's say we need 2 keyframes, one at the beginning and one at the end, because as you can see here, there's not much changing during the whole sequence. So the light stays mostly the same, because I think it only took me about 30 minutes to take it in bright summer light. So this looks quite the same in the beginning and in the end, but if you're filming, for example, sunset where the light conditions change, you have to use more than 2 keyframes. Save everything, and then I have to export it to Lightroom. So you can just simply drag the import button to Lightroom, and Lightroom is loading the whole sequence, and I'm just telling it to import. Every photo is getting imported here, so it's done. And by clicking here in the lower right corner, you can see filter, and now you're going to filter it by LRT4 keyframes. So now we got these 2 keyframes here, the first one, the last one, and now I'm going to edit them. So when I'm editing time lapses, the first thing I do is to crop the video down to 16:9. We are not doing this time because we need all the information of the photo for using the stabilization later. So we need all the information the photo has because we need to crop it then. So don't take it 16:9, because you would lose, like, I think some, as you can see here, you would lose this space here, and this space you can't use for stabilizing the shot later. So just leave it like original, so like this, and now you can edit the whole thing. Like yeah, I think there's not that much to do with this shot, just going through this faster here. Change the lighting, a little bit more contrast here, so everything looks a little bit sharper, a little bit, yeah, contrasted. Like this. I think we don't have to do more for the tutorial purposes. As you can see here, the before and after, we have this extremely blue sky now. I think that's a little bit too much. Let's go a little bit back with the saturation here. Maybe let's turn a little bit back. So yeah, now it's still really blue, but it's not as unnatural as in the beginning here. So yeah, I think that should be enough for tutorial purposes. So copy everything and just paste it into the last keyframe. Yeah, I think this should be good. So when we're done, press G on your keyboard, and then you'll see the whole sequence here. And now select everything, go to the metadata and save the metadata. So everything is saved. Now go back to LR Timelapse and reload the sequence. As you can see, the keyframes just moved a slightly amount down because we did not change that much. So let's put an auto transition in here. Some deflickering as well, yeah, and save everything. So everything's done. Let's now change the filter to full sequence. Press select all on your keyboard, or it's for Mac it's Command and A, and for Windows it should be Control and A, and read metadata from data. So as you can see here, the sky is getting bluer here for the whole sequence. For exporting the whole video, you click here on export, and now we don't export on the LR Timelapse pre-selected folder structure because we need every single picture, not the picture sequence. So we just select here export in special folder, choose here. Let's give it a new one here on my drive. Let's take it Hyperlapse Tut Part 3. Okay. Take this one, and there's something else we have to change here. Here you can just go for the format. It's okay with JPEG, but go for quality 100%. Just make sure this is on 100. And I think this should be it. Let's export this. And now this is taking quite a while. As you can see here, it's going through every picture. And for 200 pictures it's going to take a little while. So I'm going to skip this here. So now we are in After Effects. I'm going to import the sequence by pressing Command I or Control I. And it opens up the folder we just created with Lightroom. Maybe you're in a different folder, then you just choose this folder. Choose one of those pictures, not everyone, one is enough, and import it as JPEG sequence and force alphabetical order. So open up. As you can see here, it's now being loaded in here, and we can just pull it down here into one new task. And now we just play it back once, and this is it's not really fluently because it's loading every picture, but after it just went through one time, it's going to play back fluently. So when everything's loaded fine in here, the next thing we're doing is to stabilize the shot, and you do this by clicking on Effects in the bar. You can't see this here because I think I cut this out, but just click on Effects, then on Distort. In English this is Distort, and then at the very bottom there is Verkrümmungsstabilisation or Verkrümmungsstabilisierung, and in English this is Warp Stabilization. So click on it, and now it's analyzing everything, and now make sure it's set to 100% here on this slider here. So make sure you choose 100% here. Choose method subspace warp, and for the framing I choose auto scaling because then I don't have to do this by myself. Now the process finished, and I have to run through the whole sequence once again, and you can see it's really smooth now. So if the stabilization has finished, click on Export, Add to the render list. I don't know the exact words in English, but this should be somehow add to render list, and then it appears in the render list, and now you can just click on render, and when it's finished I'm going to show this to you. So that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. Comments and questions down below. Check out part 1 over here where I show you my hyperlapse setup, and part 2 over here where I show you how to take hyperlapses, and I see you in the next one.